Welcome to Springdale Today and our new set, which we're still working on. We've got an exciting program for you today as we continue to profile some of the leaders in the community of Springdale, a special one for you today. We conclude our interview with Assistant Superintendent Gary Compton, and we've got a real Valentine's treat for you. You're going to absolutely love it, because if it's now, it's Springdale Today. The real pleasures of our program in recent weeks and coming up in the future is getting to know some of the community leaders of Springdale. Don Gibson has been a long-time community leader. He's president of Legacy Bank. Watch now and get to know Don Gibson.
This week on our Springdale Leadership section, we learned the background of the successful Chief Executive President of Legacy Bank, Don Gibson. Born and raised in Springdale, Arkansas since 1947, he's been a local student all the way through.
With clubs at Springdale High School that serve the community. After I finished my education, higher education, coming back to Springdale, I've been involved with the Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary Club, my local church, the hospital, so a lot of different opportunities to give back to the community as well as try to advance my career for my family.
His interest has always been in the business field, but serving others has always been a passion.
I attended the University of Arkansas, got my degree in management from the business school at the university, and then from there I spent 2 years of active duty in the Army, and upon my release from the service, I came back to the University of Arkansas and I got a master's in business administration.
He reveals that he has never lost faith for the growing opportunities in the Springdale community.
I very much was interested in business and hoped to stay in Northwest Arkansas, but back in the 60s, there wasn't as much opportunity here. At the university, my counselor, when I was a freshman, told all of the freshmen from Northwest Arkansas that if they really wanted to stay at Northwest Arkansas, then they should save their parents' money and just go get a job, because there wasn't that many college graduates that would get jobs at Northwest Arkansas. I think what that professor failed to realize was that Northwest Arkansas was getting ready to really explode with the economic drivers of Tyson's and George's and Walmart and J.B. Hunt and Willis Shaw. So the opportunities for college graduates really started to grow exponentially as the economy of Northwest Arkansas continued to improve.
His inspiration to pursue a business career has been his family and the reason why he remained in Northwest Arkansas. He also had hopes for its economy.
Well, my mom and dad encouraged me to go to college and pursue an education in the business field. And then after I got married, certainly my father-in-law was instrumental in encouraging me to go forward with my education. My family ties were here. This is where I was comfortable. My parents, my wife's parents were both here. But also, I really felt like there was a lot of opportunity in Northwest Arkansas, and that really has become true. I stayed at Willis Shaw for about 10 years, and then had the opportunity to change professions, and I went to work in banking at First State Bank in Springdale in 1980.
He encourages students to have high expectations when it comes to their education, because that's what brought him success.
One of the things that we are blessed with in the Springdale community is our education system. And you touched on it about staying in school. This is an enormous treasure that you have right in front of you. If you will go through our Springdale school systems, you'll get the quality of education that they provide and use that as a launching pad to go forward in your life and your career. You've made a wise decision.
He enjoys his job because he feels that Legacy Bank is providing him with the tools needed to pursue his dream of creating a better economy and future for the next generations of Northwest Arkansas.
I love Northwest Arkansas. I'm interested in the advancement of the economy for everybody in this market, to bring jobs and opportunity and all that. I have children here, I have grandchildren here. So I'm interested in the future, and I'd like to be a part of the group that leads the community to a better future for my family and for the families that look to Northwest Arkansas to be their home. The most important thing about this job is we're able to be a community bank and meet the financial needs of local citizens. It's all within the Northwest Arkansas market. Before starting this bank from the beginning, which has also been an extremely exciting challenge, is to start something from the ground up, something brand new. And before that, I was with a larger bank, Bank of America, and so it's being able to go from maybe the very largest banking organization to one that is community-based, that serves directly the customers. We like to say that we make the common uncommon and the same different, because we're able to interact with our customers directly, provide them service, and solve their problems.
For SPS TV, I'm Crystal Hernandez.
Well, we hope you know a little bit more about one of the leaders in our community, Don Gibson, an enjoyable interview there, and we'll be back with more right after this.
I think it is well worthwhile for every veteran that can accept that gift to come and see this memorial.
Honor Flight is a national organization that flies veterans to see their memorial in Washington, D.C. The Northwest Arkansas Honor Flight is funded by Walmart and Tyson. The aim of the organization is to let World War II veterans see their memorial in Washington, D.C. free of charge. Service is what we're all about.
Last week, we just started to get to know Gary Compton, the assistant superintendent who replaced Ronnie Bradshaw in the Springdale School District. Now we're going to get to know Dr. Compton just a little bit more. Welcome to our administrative segment. Last week we had a chance to get to know Dr. Gary Compton, the new superintendent in the Springdale School District. This week we're going to talk a little bit about some of the projects he's involved in. And Gary, you didn't exactly have time to sit on your hands when you got here, did you?
No, this is a busy place, Rick. And the moment I walked in, I had worked with Dr. Bradshaw, and of course he was running point on all of these projects that we have going on. And some are new and some have been around for a while that we're trying to work on, but there's no shortage of work in the Springdale School District. We've got a lot of projects that we're working on. It's kind of nonstop, and that makes the job just great fun.
There are some big ones, there are some slightly less big, and then there are some smaller ones. The big ones, you're right, you walk right in, you're opening a new middle school, and you got a junior high under construction.
For me, Rick, it gets hard to determine what's big and what's middle and what's small. Everything really rises to the top for somebody. It may be a small repair job in a building, but to those people, that's a really, really important thing. But on a district-wide level, in terms of making sure we've got adequate space and all of our schools are open and warm and functional and good for kids, the opening of Sonora Middle School was real big. We got that open, that was a 13-month build, and for a school, that's really a very, very tight timeline. We have a wonderful principal out there, brand new to us from Colorado, and Dr. Lyons. She was enormously helpful in getting that all done. Our architect, Jack C., the construction company that we work with, Baldwin Shell, everybody deserves a pat on the back for all the work that they did. But the school opened on time. It's beautiful. It sits right next to Sonora Elementary School. We've got the two sister schools that sit side by side, so we're real happy with that. Probably next on the priority list as we continue to grow by 600 or 700 students per year is Hilton Road Junior High. That is not the name of the school. It exists on the corner of Julio and Hilton. And next year that will house about 800 junior high students in grades 8 and 9 for us. That building, way ahead of schedule, a much more liberal time build out. We should have that building in our possession in May. We've got a brand new principal, Dr. Michael Shepard, who comes to us as an assistant principal from Har-ber High School, and he's excited about that job. That's a big job for us. That one's moving along really well. A very complicated project with all of the athletic facilities out to the west side of Har-ber. We own that 90 acres out there. We're trying to better utilize it. We have finished our track. It's beautiful, done in Har-ber blue. It really looks good. We've got a set of bleachers out there and a scorer's table done. We're building a new concession stand. We put a new storage building out there. It's necessary. Track equipment is real big and bulky, and you need places to store it. We're looking at a series of 8 tennis courts, girls softball, improved boys baseball field. There's just a lot of work going out there. We've got a roadway that we've got to finish constructing out at Har-ber. That goes along with our new indoor practice facility for football. That facility is just coming right along. Those are probably the 3 or 4 biggest projects, Rick, that we've had to work on since I've arrived, and there are a number of other projects. A smaller one, but a very important one, was our community health center, the school-based health clinic that we finished at Jones Elementary. We changed the whole front of Jones, one of our older schools. People that look at it now can't even remember what the school used to look like. It looks so good. We're very proud of it. Plus, we have the health clinic there, which services not only our students that need health services, but that local community, moms and dads as well. We're real happy with that. We've just gotten a grant to build 2 more of those in the community. One we'll build at Elmdale, and the other one we will build at Parson Hills. So we're very excited about all of those projects, and there are a lot more that I could talk about, but those are some of the big ones that were front and center.
Well, let's talk about one that is of utmost importance to patrons because of an event 6 weeks ago, and that is safety. Safety is one of the pillars and foundations of the Springdale School District, and the district has a tremendous record of safety. But you're always looking to do more, and you're currently installing some systems in schools all over the district.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Certainly safety is always front and center. I know that everybody looks at our job as teaching and learning, having our students be good students, us being good stewards of our primary goal, which is great teachers teaching wonderful young people to learn. But none of that can happen unless you focus on the most important thing, and that is school safety, school security first. It really is job one. Once you take care of that, all of the other good things can happen. And you're right, our record in school safety is really good. We've worked very hard at that over the years. We have a district-wide safety and security committee which has existed for a long time. And their work has been really wonderful. That translates down to the building level where we have safety teams, safety committees at each building. Because all of our campuses are different, all of our buildings are slightly different, there are unique twists to every school. But for the most part, Rick, I don't know that you can ever rest secure. You're always trying to make safety and security something that you never lose sight of, and something that you really want to focus on all the time and revisit all the time. What you do today might need to be rethought tomorrow, and that puts us in a difficult spot. Recent events that have happened, not only in schools, but all over the country, all over the world, really cause us to take a step back and say, how can we perhaps think differently about what we do? We're always at risk, we know that. There's always an element of danger, and I think we all know that. Our goal is to be as efficient and effective as we can be when we think about our most valuable resources, and of course that's our kids and our staff members who work in those buildings. So we do give that a lot of thought. Dr. Rollins and I met and talked about piloting a system, and we've done that at 5 schools are done. There will be another 5 schools that will be done quite soon. And we're looking at kind of an entry system that is a buzz-in. Visitors will come to the front door. All of the doors to the school are locked. That's natural security that you would use, including the front door. The visitor hits the buzzer. At that moment, a camera photographs you, and you have a communication with the office where you state your purpose and who you are and what you're there for. And the school then knows that you're there. They look at you, and they make a determination as to what to do at that time. We piloted that. I brought that up to the building principals this past summer. We had a number of principals that kind of stepped forward saying, yeah, I'd be interested in trying to pilot that. We want to be client-friendly and parent-friendly. We don't want to be kind of horrible and not welcoming, but yet we need to walk that fine line and balance that between appropriate security and an appropriate environment, one that doesn't induce fear, one that doesn't kind of give us a mentality that you're always in lockdown mode. We don't want that, but we certainly want to have that line where everybody says we are as secure and it's appropriate for us to be this secure. That's the line that we're trying to stand on. It's not easy to do that. We're all used to this era of inconvenience when you go to an airport. We're all used to that. But I do think we've gotten used to that. It's something that is probably okay. You understand the reason why all of that happens. And I think the same thing could be said for schools. So I'm glad you brought that up. We think about that a lot. It's primary to us. It's one of our major primary functions in the district to be as safe and secure as we can be.
One more area to talk about before we conclude this segment is making some of the older school buildings in our district look like newer school buildings. You know, we built, 13 schools in the last 12 years. It's unbelievable, and you've noticed all of those. They're beautiful buildings. But some of the older ones are enhanced by these media centers, and next year you're going to start working on 2 other schools with building media centers.
We are. We're very fortunate in that the state has a partnership program where we apply to get funds based on the merit of certain projects that we submit. We have built these new media centers at some of the older schools, and they're really beautiful. They enhance student learning. They're driven by technology. They're bright and beautiful. We are now taking a look at that at T.G. Smith and Walker to try and take care of those 2 schools. Then we'll have several more to do. We're also looking at Elmdale, Westwood, trying to make sure that our campuses, the older schools, are as modern and nice as all of the new schools. I've always been a believer. I'm a boy from Detroit. I went to a lot of very old schools growing up. The main things that happen, old and new, the main things that we need to focus on is what happens inside that 900 square foot classroom. Great teachers teaching great kids. Yeah. It really doesn't matter how old the school is, but we do have an obligation to make our older buildings look as good as we can. We've got great plans at T.G. Smith, which I just reviewed this morning, great plans at Elmdale, Westwood, a number of our buildings to take a look at older schools to make them not only more modern in terms of their function, but also in the look as you look at those buildings and try to make them much as appealing as we can make them.
Very, very good. Well, as you can see, no shortage of projects for Assistant Superintendent Gary Compton, and we're certainly glad to have him in the district. We hope you've enjoyed the look at what he does. We'll be back with more of the program right after this.
When I grow up, I want to be a doctor.
When I grow up, I want to be a music teacher. When I grow up, I want to be a counselor.
When I grow up, I want to be a future NBA player.
The Springdale Schools, dedicated to our students, dedicated to our community, and dedicated to excellence. The Springdale Schools, building future leaders.
Thank you.
It's almost Valentine's Day. Hope you've got that gift for your special sweetheart, but you're going to enjoy this regardless. Listen to Melody Lane.
I never could carry a tune, never knew where to start. Then you came along when everything was wrong and put a song in my heart. Dear, when you smiled at me, I heard a melody. It haunted me from the start. Something inside of me started a symphony. Zing went the strings of my heart, my heart, my heart went zing. 'Twas like a breath of spring. Zing. I heard a robin sing. About a nest set apart, and then all nature seemed to be in perfect harmony. Zing went the strings of my heart. Your eyes made sky seem blue again. What else could I do again but keep repeating through again, I love you, love you. Will I still recall the thrill, and I guess I always will. I thought we'll never depart, dear, with your your lips to mine. I hear a song divine. Zing, went the strings of my zing, went the strings of my zing, went the strings of my heart, of my heart, my heart.
All right, guys, have you ever tried that line on somebody? Zing went the strings of my heart. They really did a great job on that music, didn't they? Okay, coming up next is a preview of the show following this one.
You wouldn't drink formaldehyde.
You wouldn't pressure your friends into eating arsenic.
You wouldn't eat cyanide.
Cigarette smoke contains over 4,000 chemicals, including 43 known cancer-causing compounds and 400 other toxins.
Butane, carbon dioxide,
lead, methylcyanidine,
benzaldehyde,
cadmium, ammonia, maltitol.
With all the risks.
With all the risks. With all the risks.
With all the risks that come in life.
With all the risks that come in life.
Why take any more?
Welcome back. Now let's see what's coming up next on Springdale District News.
As a 5th grade group was walking in, Abby, as soon as she walked in, stopped and she said, "This classroom is like all my dreams come true."
I am working on a stress app with Xcode, and it's kind of difficult, but we're getting some tutorials and it's pretty fun.
Our students are just doing an absolutely great job with this programming, and we hope you're enjoying it. I don't know if you know this, but they're also taping Al Lopez and DJ Torres every week with their Paso a Paso show, and you can see it on Monday nights right here on District Television. Now, that's it for this week's program. We hope you enjoyed it. Join us again next week, because if it's now, it's Springdale Today.
I never could carry a tune, never knew where to start. Then you came along when everything was wrong and put a song